Welcome to my kitchen, my mom's kitchen.
Right.
Today she's giving me a lesson on how to make sourdough bread. She's the sourdough master.
I'm the sourdough baker.
You guys have seen her bakery all over my pages. She makes homemade bagels, breads, cookies, all the good stuff. And you guys always ask, how does she make it? And I don't know. So we're gonna figure out today.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I think people get intimidated because there's like a lot of steps and time involved, but once you have everything, and you know how the dough is, I feel like you can make a lot of things with just like one simple recipe.
So how did you make that?
I started with my starter, so we're gonna feed this first. So I'm gonna show you how to feed it.
What is that though? Like
I started this back in like 2020.
So if someone doesn't have starter, what do they do?
Well, you could buy like dehydrated starters or look up things online, but it takes like 7 days to get a starter going.
So basically watch a different video on how to make a starter.
Because that's the whole thing. But if you have this, you can use this to make this, and then this turns into the bread. If it doesn't look like that, your bread's not going to turn out good.
You want it bubbly.
Bubbly and active, and then
airy, so your bread is light and crispy.
I mean, you can see the top, like it's just lots of bubbles, and
it's alive.
It's alive.
It's living.
Yeah.
It's breathing.
I have cute little jars I like using. And then you're gonna measure out, you always measure in grams. So we're gonna take 10 grams of your starter.
Ooh, it's slimy.
It's thick.
Looks like slime.
You're gonna put that in there.
Ooh, it smells good. Oh,
perfect.
10.
Okay, so you got 10 grams of that. Okay, so after you have 10 grams of that, just zero out your scale. I put water in like a little glass bottle. You don't want to use water just right from your faucet.
Like
you want to let it
still and warm
Well,
temp.
you want it like room temp, and you want it like to sit. So then we're gonna take, it's probably about a quarter cup, but it's gonna be 50 grams of water. So we'll measure that. And if it's a little bit more, we'll just pour it out.
So what is this concoction we're making? This is the bread loaf?
This is what you're gonna make to get to this step.
Okay.
So this is your step one. So then we're gonna stir that up, clear out the scale again, and then you're gonna measure out 50 grams of flour. And you want like a good flour, so I use a bread flour. I feel like it works the best. So we're gonna add that in there. Doing it upside down is harder. Almost there. And then you're gonna stir that up.
This reminds me of playing with dough at Pappas, this little Italian restaurant by us. I don't know if it's a chain or if it's local. I think there's a few of them.
No, because I remember them being in like Myrtle Beach and stuff.
But this restaurant would give kids little pizza dough on a plate to play with.
You have to ask for it.
Yeah, I don't think they do it anymore, probably.
No, I think they do.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you ask for the little dough, bread dough, and then you guys you love the way it smelled. So once it gets all mixed up like that.
Once you got your mixture, just cover it, and then you can use a cute little topper.
And that
is so cute.
And then that's it. You just put it aside. It takes maybe 12, depending on your house temperature, but usually about like 12 hours. You want it to like double in size. Now, this one I did a larger recipe, but you could see it filled up the whole jar. I do mine in the evening. You'll do that, and then the next day is when I start the dough process. Okay, so pour 300 grams of water in a bowl.
150?
You passed it.
Oh
yeah, 300.
300. I did pass it though.
Here, let's pour some out. So you got 300 grams of water. Then we're gonna pour in 150 grams of this. Yeah, it's thick. You want it thick. Like,
it literally looks like slime. Oh my gosh, it looks like slime. Remember slime days?
Yeah. Here we are at 156. See, it floats in the water. You want that. That's like good. So when it does that, it did what it's supposed to do, you know? So when I made her pesto bread, if you want it to be all like pesto flavor, you could add pesto right now.
It's mixed.
All right, so we got that. Now we're gonna take 450 grams of flour. I don't know if people know this tip, but when you do flour, you're supposed to like fluff it up first. Yeah, you're gonna go through some flour. Perfect. All right.
450.
Perfect. Stir it up. Use your muscles.
I did go to the gym this morning.
Good.
Getting strong.
Yeah. You know I was gonna mess with you.
I know, I have to prepare for Italy. I'm gonna be walking up so many steps.
Get it in there, okay? And it's gonna look like shaggy. It's starting to come together like a ball. So you just wanna get it to this point. And then
That's my loaf?
we're gonna use this one. Because this is gonna have to proof to this.
Wow, you are so prepared. This
Yeah.
is literally like a cooking class.
Oh, I know, because there's so many steps, and I was like in my mind, like, okay, I have to have this ready, like.
That's why I was confused at the beginning, because there was already so many different things. So how often do you think you bake or make bread?
I mean, I go in spurts. I feel like when I was doing it a lot. But now, just because it's just me, and then, you know.
Well, to do it like for fun, like for something to do.
Yeah, and I try, I mean, I give away a lot, like my siblings, you guys.
I always tell her she needs to start selling it. Trust me, I see your guys' comments.
Yeah.
It's just hard to sell food online, isn't it? You need like some sort of license.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's like those fairs you can do, stuff
like
like
local
that,
food
local
markets.
stuff. But then my worry be like no one would stop. Like I'd be sitting there with
No.
like, and people would just
would
be walking
definitely
by.
stop. People would definitely stop.
Wow, yeah.
And guess what? If they don't the first 2 times, maybe the third time they would, because they'd be familiar with your stand. That's how it works.
Right.
You can't give up after the first try. I didn't give up after my first 500 YouTube videos.
Right. All right, so you're like this. So then you let this sit for 20 to 30 minutes before you add the salt. So we're gonna cover it up and just let this sit.
30 minutes later,
We're gonna add some salt.
time to play with our dough.
So we're gonna do 8 grams of salt.
I've never used a food scale before.
Yeah. Okay,
That's a lot of salt.
Sprinkle that on top. I like to do a little splashes of water, like on the salt, to kind of like dissolve it a little bit. And then you're gonna.
Oh, this is fun when you have long nails.
Yeah, do you want to do it?
So I just poke it.
Yeah, just get in there and
Ooh, it feels good.
let your anger out. It's like playing in sand. And then you can squeeze it, you know, just to get all that salt mixed in with the. You can use less salt. I've seen recipes even up to 10 grams of salt. So I've kind of.
Salty bread.
It's not really though, because there's no. You need salt for it.
No, I like
it's just
salt.
flour.
Don't get me wrong. I like some salt.
Yeah, but you're gonna just keep mixing it, keep getting your fingers wet, and then you're gonna do this trick. You're gonna take it and you're gonna kind of just like swirl it around the bowl. It's almost like you're doing like what a mixer would do. And you can see how the dough is not, see how it's getting smoother?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's becoming just a big ball.
Right, so you keep doing this. And then after that, you're gonna cover it and let it sit for 30 minutes.
For 30 minutes.
Yep, we're gonna do that, and now cover it up.
Okay.
See how it's getting like easier to like play with? So you're just gonna keep doing that until the dough feels not sticky anymore, real stretchy, more bubbles on the top, you can see, you know? So, and then you'll just let that sit overnight or during the day for 6 to 8 hours. You want it to double in size. Now, after you let this sit for 30 minutes, you'll do this probably about 4 times, but you want your dough to not feel sticky anymore. So,
4 times?
yeah, see, but see how you can like stretch
So
it up?
you do it and then wait another 30 minutes, then do it again? Wow.
So then you just kind of like play around with it. You can see how it's like stretchy, you know, kind of swirl it around in the bowl.
And then let it sit again and then
let
do it
it
again.
sit, yep.
Okay. So is that just slowly making it bigger?
It like breaks down the gluten and stuff.
Didn't you find out your great-grandmother was a huge baker or something like that?
Right. So my dad, before he had passed away, like maybe a month before, he started telling me all these stories how his grandmother would send him bakery, like back when he was in college. So figure how long ago that was. But she was baking all the time, like strudel, bread, nut roll.
Susan?
That would be her mother.
Oh, okay. So my great-great-grandmother.
Right. That would
Okay.
be my great grandmother. Yeah.
Wow.
So
yeah, I mean, things like that are in your genes. That's why, like, people, I don't know if you watched the Austin McBroom's podcast the other day. They were doing like a would you rather, and the question was, would you rather talk to your future family members, like your kid's kid, or like the past? They both said the past, and I agree, because that's like where your genes come from.
Right.
Like I would love to hear about my relatives in Greece and Hungary.
Right.
Dad's mom is a baker.
Oh yeah, when I met John, that's kind of how I got into making bread, because his mom made fresh bread every week. And I'd go there and there'd be, these huge loaves of bread, and her bowl would be like this big around, and she'd be like,
take a loaf. Here's a loaf for you.
She tried to teach me, but same thing, like she just didn't measure, So, and she would make like probably 5 to 8 loaves at a time.
Wow.
And then freeze them.
She'll have a loaf for everyone in the family member in like a little bag, like a Target bag. Here's your loaf.
Right. But that's what Dad would say, like his lunch, he'd have this like thick slice of bread. She'd slice it like super thick with like, big chunk of pepperoni and a big chunk of cheese.
And he said kids would look at him like, what are you eating? About 10 hours later, your bread will look like this, nice and fluffy.
So we're gonna dust the board with some flour. Dump this out, and then we use this little scraper to... Oh, perfect.
Wow. That was satisfying.
Look at that. Yeah, this really got fluffy. So then you're just gonna kind of like press it down. So you're gonna stretch it out. So you wanna just do one all pesto?
Yeah. The pesto ones are so good.
Okay.
With some butter, mayonnaise on it. I love pesto.
So you just keep kind of stretching it out. Some people stretch it out really far. I feel like a lot of people like a lot of big holes in their sourdough. Some people like smaller holes.
I like big.
You like the big holes? Okay, then.
Because then it's like little pockets of mayo or butter if you put sauce on it.
So
can we stretch it and pick it up?
Yeah. Wow. All right. Doesn't have to be perfect. So now add whatever you want. If you want to add some of those.
And then am I going to roll it?
I'll show you how to roll it up.
Okay.
So you're going to add some of that.
And then I'm going to top my bread off with basil too.
Probably a thin layer of the pesto, but don't go too close to the edges. Maybe leave like an inch.
Okay. And then some Parmesan.
Okay. Here's the fun part. You're going to fold it, kind of like press it down. And if you want to add a little bit more on this layer.
Yeah, I do.
Not a lot. Maybe just a little bit you can do. Now you're going to take this side, kind of like fold it up, and then you're going to kind of pinch it around, and then you're going to take it, kind of hold it, kind of roll it.
Okay.
And then we're going to put a little flour down so it doesn't stick. And this is where you're going to shape it. Do you want to do it like a loaf of bread? So you can make like sandwich slices, or like one of those like
round,
or you could do the oval shape, or
I want it to be rectangle.
You kind of want to like take the dough and just like slide it to you. Always keep the top on the top. Like don't move it around.
Why?
You just, I don't know. That's what they say. And you just kind of like, it's like tightening it up so it stays together nice.
Move it like it's a baby.
And then just keep sliding it around. And then we're going to spray this big old burrito.
Yeah, right? That is what it looks like.
So normally you would let this chill, but we're just going to put it in the fridge for a little bit.
Since we're making a video, we're speeding everything up a little bit, but let it rest for a while.
And then here's a tip. If you make it in a loaf pan, you can make any sourdough recipe into a loaf size. And then the trick is you're going to take another loaf pan, and that's going to be like the dome, because like with sourdough, you want it to be in like for steam. So if you don't have that, you could put like ice cubes in the oven. You could put a dish with some water in the oven. So,
my loaf is out of the fridge.
I mean, normally we'd let it sit a little bit longer so it would kind of fill out more of the space, but we're just kind of speeding everything up.
It looks pretty.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. So mine's going to be round, and then you're going to keep yours in there, and then we're going to decorate it.
Here, you go first so I can watch.
All right, what should I decorate mine with?
A flower.
See how it like cuts into there?
Oh.
That's what gives it
Okay.
like that spring, you know, where it opens up.
I
And
see.
then,
I know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do some
and then I think I'm gonna do like
some lines. Why do you have to do this?
it like lets the air out of the like the gases when it's cooking.
Look at mine.
Pretty.
That looks cute. Ooh, I would buy that at the store.
You're gonna cover that up.
We baking.
All right, so I'm gonna put that in there.
What temp?
It's at 450. And then I'm gonna cover it with the lid.
Okay, they're going in the oven at 450
Yep.
for about 45 minutes.
Right, but we're gonna cover them for the first 30 minutes.
Okay.
So they stay covered. So.
Ooh.
Pretty. Oh, yeah.
So it's been 30 minutes.
So then we're gonna let them go another maybe 15. Yours might take a little bit longer because of the filling, but you want the internal temperature to read 200 degrees.
My bread's out of the oven. Look at this.
Steaming.
Parmesan pesto basil swirl. Oh my gosh.
Smells really good.
It does smell so good, and yours is really cute.
So I'm gonna have some avocado toast on.
I made my first loaf of bread. Oh, it looks good. That was fun.
Yeah.
I liked that. Time to cut into them and try it. Ooh.
Pretty.
That looks good.
Pretty.
It turned out so good. Okay, I might start making bread now too. I'm so excited with my final product. That is fun. All right, now we'll try it in some marinara. Well, thanks for teaching me.
Yeah, thanks for coming over. Yum.
Cheers.
Very good.
Oh my God. I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that pesto pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Mmm.
Oh, look at that. Yum.
Wait, this would also be good with cloves of garlic in it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like swirled in with the pesto.
Mm-hmm. We cut into it a little too soon, but we can't wait.
That is amazing. Okay, Panera who? Well guys, today's video was lots of fun. I hope you guys learned something. If you
Yeah.
make some bread, make sure to tag us.
Or if you have any questions, just message in the or leave a message in the comment or message me on Instagram.
Let us know what we should bake next. You want to see us make bagels or more bread or whatever. Just let us know. Homemade pasta. we could do
Cookies.
that. Thanks for watching. Please hit the thumbs up, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
See ya.